It's Week 13 of the 2024 season, and this one features Josh Jacobs. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Packers and the Dolphins under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hi there, everybody. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Hewitt here on Thanksgiving night. Time for our third of 3 holiday games today, Brock. And with any luck, the best has been saved for last as everyone settles down in front of their televisions.
I know we're all supposed to say it's just another game, it's just another game, but it is not.
Nope.
We broke bread as a crew last night together. We celebrated our Thanksgiving. We got to watch some football today, and now we get to put a nightcap on it and can't wait for these guys to lay it on the line.
So amidst the food and family gatherings, there's one more football game to be played, and we're away on Thanksgiving night. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. Bringing them out, someone who wowed last year in his first chance as a starter, Jordan Love.
2 numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And, of course, well, he cares less about those 2 numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Love from the gun. He's on the move. Now he takes it. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So that brings up 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down throw. Here's Love. Caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers finish off an excellent opening series. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Dolphins as they get set for their debut series. They'll be led out by the 5th-year lefty out of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
Last week was the ideal showing for him and really allowed his offense to feed off of him. He elevated everybody around him. Just got to look at his stat line to see how well he was throwing the ball. 300-plus yard game, several touchdowns, tremendous efficiency.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. Offense to the line for second down. Blitz coming to him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. That's the rookie from Texas A&M who took him down.
They steal the frequency on those opposing headsets. Somebody read lips or steal a signal from the opposing sideline, Kate, because somehow this defense knew what was coming. They broke on that screen. It was incredible. What a stop.
This one's taken in by Hill. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They send the tight end in motion. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board, and the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And that passing touchdown he started this game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. Thrown on 1st down, Love. That finds Jacobs, complete. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun now for Love. This one taken in by Kraft. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Love. Reed's got it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
Takes the handoff, now Love. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. They send a man in motion. Throwing his love on third. Diving right side, got it! The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 32. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions you get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Love out of the shotgun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. So Miami headed out for its second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. They'll start the drive with Achane. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Tagovailoa working from the pistol. This finds Smith. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Third and 4 coming up now. Tua now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
What a great opportunity for him. You can almost feel that bounce in his step. Facing a southpaw, and he gets to rush the blind side. Well, anytime he beats that right tackle, it just comes down to his closing speed and his finishing ability at the quarterback.
Jake Bailey on the punt. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And the fair catch brought in right at the 40. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Packers will take over possession. First and 10 from the 41. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Play fake. It's Love. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
Hey, a normal old stop on third down just wasn't good enough for this crew. Nope, they had to rip the ball away from them literally in an impressive and dominant play that sets their offense up for success.
Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
That's caught. Devon Achane. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Achane on the inside give. He finds space into the red zone. And they'll bring him down to put an end to this opening quarter. That'll be the end of one here in our Thanksgiving night game. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. We're back for the second quarter. Dolphins in a real good spot to score. First down, and they go right back to it. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Devon Achane with the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this: slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins tie this game 7-7. Sanders all set to send it away. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 31. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Throwing the out route complete. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
He breaks a tackle. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Dolphins and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. And you can see he's in chase mode, trying his best to catch the league leader in receiving. Right now, sitting in 2nd place. On 1st down, here's Tagovailoa. Connection made to Raheem Mostert. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable, and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Hits his target. That's Durham Smythe. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they face second down. Here's Tua again. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Out of the shotgun, a give to A-Chain. And he scampers ahead and gets two on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. Third down, 1 yard to go. They motion the tight end over. Tagovailoa looking to throw here on 3rd and 1. Taken in by Smith. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
A-Chan, a first down carry. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Looking for somewhere to throw. That's what right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Aubrey puts it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers and receiver Jaden Reed set to take over once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First down throw, here's Love. Into the hands of Romeo Doubs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Love from the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
HB on the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Running on first here with Jacobs. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At the Dolphins' 46-yard line.
Love now to throw. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this 3rd down. Pressure coming for Love. He gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And the Dolphins got it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Man, they had to be exhausted by that point, Brock, which makes it even more impressive that one of them somehow found the energy to force a fumble like that, finally get them off this field.
Yeah, it's thrilling for the defense, Kate, but, geez, it's demoralizing for an offense because you could feel it. You could feel it when you've kept that defense and ground them to a nub, and you just feel that energy being sucked out of them, and to not take advantage of it just stings that much more.
They motion Waddle over left. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
They run the counter to A-Chain. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing now, Tunga Vailoa. Able to find A-Chan. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
That's cut beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, here's Tua. Finds his man, Waddle. He's got a gain of 6 there. Andrew and Cooper there to make the stop. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Sticking in the air, it's Tunga Vailoa. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started. So often, so many of these games in the NFL where they come down to a play or 2 and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range.
Let's go now.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. 2nd and 4. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. timeout taken by the Packers, their third and final one. Throwing on first down, Love. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
It's now second and 10.
Love to throw again. Able to get it to Reed. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out. Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Shotgun now for Love. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Love out of the shotgun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. So that's the half in our final game of this year's Thanksgiving slate. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. A number of great games coming up this holiday weekend. Of course, we begin tomorrow. The second ever Black Friday game. The Raiders, Chiefs from Arrowhead. Even more good matchups to check out in the late afternoon window. A 4 o'clock start up in Baltimore, where it'll be the Ravens taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And lastly, on Sunday Night Football, this will be one to tune in for, as they've got a good one lined up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Mostert on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he's in the midst of a phenomenal season. Right now you can see he's second in the league in touchdown receptions. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Man in motion out of the slot. On first down, they're going to start out with Achane. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7. Achane again. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. And the Packers at a 50 DB out there for this third down play. Back to throw. Tua has a man. It's Achane. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Secures this at the 17. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be their football coming up. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again following the sack. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Brings up third down and 20.
Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be Dolphins football. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Defense showing blitz. Tagovailoa. Achan reels it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. In for the tackle, that's Lucas Van Ness. Packers into a nickel defense, third down. They send Hill right. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired.
Still third down.
Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. Tua setting up to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I got to be honest, it hurts a little extra when it comes on third down, but it really doesn't matter what down it is. If a completed pass is stopped at the line of scrimmage, offensively, that's a failure. Defensively, that's a success.
And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Out now runs the Packer offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll start this series with an option left. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
To the air with Love. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Love from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Handoff running right, Jacobs. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Love now. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This throw is caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup.
Throwing now from the gun. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Love on 3rd and short. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers make their way to the end zone. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers take the lead on that successful kick. On now is McManus to kick this away. Mostert on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Tua off the play fake. Looking to his fullback now. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Tua now from the gun. He's got Smith. They gain 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
Good offenses, okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Taken in by Smith. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Got his target. It's Hill. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. 2nd and 3 now. Again, it's Tagovailoa. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the Packers at a 50 DB out there for this 3rd down play. Running back sent in motion. Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. And he's brought down for a loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
So the Dolphins readying for the punt. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Tackle made by Jordan Brooks. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 1 quarter left until we see who wins this game. And in honor of Coach, enjoy some turducken this fine Thanksgiving night. The Packers with it. They have the lead late, but this game is close. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Love now to throw. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. They did it! He made the interception! And the Dolphins have some new life in the 4th!
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
The Dolphins send a running back, Devon Achane, getting back to work. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Dolphins take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there.
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this.
Under review.
Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They give it to the back on the zone read. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Well, he looked maybe a little unsure of the call, Brock, and that 2-point try unraveled out there.
Or maybe they were just surprised by the look this defense came out in. Either way, unfortunately, not a whole lot you can do once that ball snapped. Got to find some way to make that call work.
Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play fake. It's Love. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Markers reset. Ball at the 37.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Love to throw again. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Jacobs running behind center. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
Love out of the shotgun. Taken in by Jones. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. All right, set now. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
2nd and 15. He's got it at the 6. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
They'll run. Jacobs takes it in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that can score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Fighting for the goal line. Oh, we lost it. Someone punched it out. And it looks like the offense got that one back. Yes, they did. They pounce on it inside the 10. On now is McManus to kick this away. Mostert on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Going play action, Tagovailoa. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Running back sent in motion left. finds his man Waddle. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up here with Achane. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
First down, here's Tua. Completed left side to Smith. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
This one's taken in by Hill. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Achane running right. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. They've got a man in motion. Tagovailoa off the play fake. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Reed's got it. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
Love from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's we got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
Takes this in at the 25. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football. They motion a receiver left. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Tua out of the pistol. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw it. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 from the 41. They motion Waddle over left. They go play action with Tagovailoa. Hauled in by Waddle. And they'll get there and stop him at the line. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Dolphins trail by just 1. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's Tua again. Completes this one to Hill. And this one doesn't go far.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Throwing now. He sends this one to the end zone. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. He'll look to throw it. Finds him on the slant. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. Setting up to pass. Able to get it to Reed. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. Back to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The Packers trying to hurry to the line. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. The Packers trying to hurry to the line. Now to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he's in, and that's a touchdown. And with almost no time left, he just likely won them this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers jump in front now by 5. On now is McManus to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Here he is to throw. Flush down now to it. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
That's an incredible sack, Kate, from them. It does more than just back them up a mile on 2nd down. There's an immediate sense of desperation that comes from an offense. You can just feel it as a quarterback in the huddle. When you take a sack like that, now they got to dig themselves out of this hole.
And he's brought down after a short gain. to throw. Dump off caught by his back. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line. Official signaling timeouts. We've got whistles. Time left for one snap. And while we all know the odds are low, it's not impossible that they find a way to score. Trying to push it deep downfield. He's got it inside the 25. So this is a Packers win. And they're going to get to celebrate both the Thanksgiving holiday and the victory over the coming days, with more time than normal coming up between games. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.